Right now, there's a possibility that you could be restricting yourself for spiritual reasons. And this is because Venus is in Capricorn, currently ruled by Saturn in Pisces. Capricorn and Saturn are naturally about restrictions. They also have to do with things like time and hierarchy, structure and order. But those things require that there are restrictions, that there are laws. So with Saturn being in Pisces, this is spiritual restriction. Yes, we're bringing order to our practices, and yes, we're bringing order to the transitions in our lives. Those are also Piscean themes. With our Venus in Capricorn, this is our essence of giving and receiving, and it is also representative of our feminine energies, mother energy, woman, womb body, energies and archetypes, okay? So because Venus is in Capricorn, it is being spiritually restricted at this time. Personally, I look at the transits neutrally, so you could apply that in a positive or a negative. It really depends on how it is affecting you in your personal life, in your groups, in your collectives, in your communities. Lots of ways that could be applicable. Also in our world, Capricorn has to do with the structures, the systems, the hierarchies that we cannot escape. So perspective. On a personal level, this could look like your feminine energy is restricting your receiving process. I'm not going to receive this anymore. I'm not sitting in this practice anymore. I'm not spending time here anymore. I'm not going to receive these things anymore because it doesn't actually feed my spirit. It doesn't actually feed my heart in my practice. It doesn't actually feed the order and structure that I need for my practice. It takes up too much time, too much energy, etc., etc. But the masculine energy right now, because the feminine is restricting it, the masculine energy is having to navigate new ways of getting done what needs to get done in those restrictions of receiving, which is also helping the masculine refine what needs to be offered, when, and why. So that's our process of refinement right now. And it's very spiritually connected. And with Saturn being in Pisces, those spiritual connections, sometimes you don't need to explain them to other people. Sometimes they're literally just for you. That's a part of Saturn being in Pisces, is like your practice is yours and not really anybody else's. Really anything Capricorn or Saturn related, like the transits that go through those spaces and areas, when that happens, we are in a process of refinement. So our process of giving and receiving, which we're vulnerable in both of those positions, and it just is. So right now we're going through a spiritual refinement. Why would you receive people? Why would you receive from people? And what's your process around that? Also, your 10th house, Capricorn and Saturn in your chart specifically, and how you work with those energies if you're aware of that. Refining on why you're receiving in that area of your life, and how are you offering, how are you giving, and why are you doing that? On a spiritual level, do those offerings actually feed your spirit, or is it draining your life force? Refinement. It's a period of refinement. And Venus moves into Aquarius on December 7th. It's the same day that Neptune goes direct, actually. Interesting. So basically, the whole entire time Venus is in Capricorn, didn't put two and two together till I said that out loud. The whole time Venus is in Capricorn, we're figuring out those restrictions of giving and receiving so that when Venus does enter Aquarius, we're able to set ourselves up in an order that's actually beneficial for some change to happen within the giving and receiving dynamic. Sometimes when I actually see the bigger picture, I'm like, oh, who orchestrated that? That's a pretty beautiful transit. So notice that giving and receiving process. Why are you giving in the space of Capricorn and Pisces in your chart? Also your 10th house, your 12th house, true. Why are you giving? Why are you receiving? Is it worth your time? Is it worth your energy? Is it worth your spiritual practice? Is it worth you as a spirit? That's a big question. That's a big question. Is it worth your spirit? Okay. I have a feeling, as someone who has, this is off topic, okay, but I'm going to say it because it feels like it's applicable, especially with Venus gonna be conjunct with Pluto in Aquarius when it makes its transition. As someone who has a Mercury in Scorpio, I have a feeling that I am just going to be speaking words of wisdom that I don't even realize are wisdom until I speak them for literally 20 years. Okay, well, at least now I have the awareness of it. And I guess on a side note, Scorpio placements are about to have that, as long as your order and structure is set up, Capricorn, Saturn stuff, as long as that's set up, Scorpio placements are about to have the ability to have that precognition, premonition, genius moment. Trendsetters, okay? Also, predictors. This will be an era where Scorpios are actually far better versed to protect themselves than maybe in other eras with Pluto and Aquarius. This video took a complete left turn, but hopefully that extra information was also beneficial. I'm going to keep working on the podcast notes, and I'll have that update out to you guys when it's done. I'll talk to you soon. Gratitude, reverence, and love to you. Keep it up. Keep doing what you need to do. Keep that awareness up in your brew, too. That's true. And like I said, I'll talk to you soon. For sure.